let's get this weekly meeting started. So, welcome. Thanks for showing up, everybody. This is the Blockchain Universe uh, weekly meetup where we talk about blockchain and we talk about blockchain gaming. Really want to focus on blockchain gaming, but of course, we'll talk about everything that's going on in the space. And obviously, over the last week, we've been having a bit of a downside, most likely due to Corona and just the big rush we've had for the last couple of weeks. But over here, you guys should all be able to see the chart that we have in the world now, just showing all the different cryptos and what's going on across the market. Lots of green today. Really happy to see that. Looks like we lost Lacey. Aw. Welcome to our new world. Talking a little bit about it earlier. Had a little bit of a Tron theme idea to it, and this is just supposed to be like our weekly meetup room, but also a corridor to other areas. So each opening that you see will be a different room for future events that we'll have in here. And just glad to have you guys here. Let's talk about some of the events that's happened this week. Brian, do you have some of the? You still with us?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I'm here. I mean, as
figured you wanted
far
to go
as
over.
yeah, yeah. For those of you that aren't aware, the Decentraland launch that was just over a week ago. That was definitely something that's been long hyped and long expected, and finally got able to hop in there myself. So far, a little bit disappointed, but I mean, not too much more than I was already expecting to be. So I was just kind of hoping for some of the features, like maybe a voice chat or like a portal to actually take you somewhere that's like your home base, or to popular areas, as opposed to just randomly going to a location and having everywhere look pretty much the same. Besides that, Chibi Fighters 2.0 just started their Kickstarter for their trading card games. So that's one of those crypto trading card games where you can go and get digital, cards, and trade them, sell them, buy them. You own them, all that sort of thing. I don't know if you want to go into NFTs or whatever in a bit more detail for those here that may not know what they are particularly, but let's see what else I got in
Oh,
here. Or
okay.
if there's anything else you just
What
want
color
to
are you, or who are you?
chime in on that.
Well, I mean, speaking
Okay.
about NFTs, then we had
Interesting.
NFT NYC
Blockchain universe. Whoa.
last week
Back
in New
up.
York,
You're in my
and
way.
I will also
Personal
let you guys
space.
know
I'm
that
not
I'm
supposed to be here.
Thank you.
live
Hi.
streaming this event right now on
Kenny Rogers
YouTube.
in here
Check
with
us
us.
out. But yeah, so there was NFT NYC, and for those that don't know what an NFT is, non-fungible token. It's a unique item that'll
Pop
allow
tart.
you to trade and share in-game assets.
God,
So
really?
we had a conference or a meetup all
Just
dedicated to that in New York
you.
last week.
Hurry up.
Pretty interesting
God.
event. A lot of people showed up, and a
What's
lot
your
of
name?
different blockchain games were
What?
there, all discussing what was going on in this space. Got to see a lot of interesting people. I got to meet with DAP Radar. Also got to meet with uh, OpenSea. Known Origins was there. A lot of great companies that are in the NFT space all showed up, and it was great making those connections. Have any of you guys heard of these different companies? So I will bring up that DAP Radar is probably one of the top. DAP Radar and OpenSea were the top companies that I saw there that I recognize and see on a regular basis across multiple different outlets discussing them. Whereas DAP Radar is like a statistics and a chart. They just keep track of all different blockchain games and what's going on in the in the DApp market. Um,
Interesting.
as as so yeah, definitely check them out on dapradar.com. You'll see a lot of different information in regards to the different dApps that are out there, decentralized apps. And then OpenSea is a marketplace for you to be able to exchange assets and NFTs across those different dApps. So imagine if you played Fortnite and oop, I hear an echo. Somebody.
It's Hassan over here. There you
All right, so imagine if you play Fortnite and you buy skins and guns. Those different assets could then be used in your game, like Fortnite. But if you want to take it to another game, like let's say Apex Legends, mind you, those are two centralized games. Where I'm more talking about decentralized games, just giving you an idea of what you could do with this technology. Taking a weapon or a skin or whatever have you from one game and being able to put it into another game, it doesn't work directly from the game. You'd have to have a third party exchange, and that's what OpenSea is. Looks like we just put OpenSea over here on this wall. Not certain if you guys can see the second browser now, but with OpenSea, you could be able to exchange those digital collectibles. It's a marketplace for you to be able to buy and sell and exchange with your friends, peer to peer, or just put it up for auction, and people can bid Ethereum to buy your different assets. A lot of different type of blockchain games are out there. I would say one of the most common type of blockchain games right now is card games. So Gods Unchained, Splinterlands, Chibi Fighters, Ethereum, Ethereum, a lot of different blockchain gaming card games that are out there, all with their own different styles and different assets. Whereas there's other form of games that are incorporating blockchain, like Somnium Space, a VR world builder similar to Alt Space, which we're in right now. There's all sorts of first-person shooters that are coming out now that incorporate blockchain assets. Any questions about NFTs or NFT NYC?
go. I don't know what any of those things are.
Well, I mean, now I'm hoping you know what an NFT is, a non-fungible token. It's a unique asset.
Uh, I'm not even sure what non-fungible means.
Just means that it's not easy to like recreate or make more of them. It's made to be unique. And there can be common ones that each of them are different. They all have their own unique ID, their own wallet per se, but some of them are common and look just like other ones, and some of them are rare and don't look like anything else. You can't find anything else like it on the market, thus making it more scarce and more expensive.
Who defines them?
The game makers. This is just a form of technology. So, anybody
Okay.
that's willing to implement this technology in their game can make and define the NFT that they choose. It's their asset
Okay.
that they're then releasing to the public to then be sold, bought, traded, whichever way you want to share it with the community. If you make an NFT, an asset that other people want, they'll take it and utilize it in your game or other games.
Hmm. Okay. Cool.
Welcome. Got some new faces. Lindell, have you heard about blockchain?
No. Is this it, though?
This is a meeting where we talk about blockchain, and we educate people about what's going on in this space. There's all sorts of blockchain games. We are just discussing a few of them.
Um,
So the difference between like
here.
blockchain games
One
and
second.
some games that you might be
I
familiar
am
with.
out. This is boring.
Oh, wow.
Why is it boring?
Um,
So,
Jerome, your audio completely broke out then, so we didn't hear anything you said.
okay. Should be fine now. Can you hear me
Yeah.
well?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I guess I want to
Uh,
know some games that you guys are playing to see what games blockchain games should be getting into next. Any games you guys are interested in?
I'm a gamer, but I don't know anything about blockchain.
Like
So
for example, a regular game that I'm really excited for that's coming out soon is Cyberpunk
Cyberpunk,
2077.
Cyberpunk.
Anybody interested
Oh,
in
okay.
that?
Yeah, I'm actually well, I'm going to get Cyberpunk on a very popular gaming
Hello?
platform called Stadia. So I'm going to play it on Google Stadia,
Hey,
so I can play it on my
uh,
cell phone and
Mr.
tablet.
Tokens, can you not hear him? He's talking.
No, I couldn't
You,
hear
you,
him. Okay, now I can hear you. Go ahead, buddy. Sorry about that.
oh, okay, yeah. I said I'm going to get Cyberpunk, but I'm going to get it on Google Stadia, which is the most unpopular, gaming platform right now. But I'm going to get it on there because I want to play on my cell phone, tablet, and I can play on TV as well. So I'm going to get it on there.
So let me lock in with you, buddy, because I'm also getting it on Google Stadia.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. That's crazy, man,
yes.
because a lot
Cool.
of people hate Stadia, but it works flawlessly for me. But I play it
It
on the
works
television.
flawlessly for me as well. I play on my
Exactly.
TV. Sometimes I
Yep.
play on my phone. I want them
I,
to enable it so I can be able to use my data and play so I can play on the go. If we can get
yeah.
that, now that I got unlimited data with Google I'm excited. I have to keep track of how much data I use to play it, considering the fact that there's like a 22 gigabyte data cap with Google Fi.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm with Comcast, so we have a 1 terabyte data cap, but hopefully it could be
That's
removed.
more
But
home. That's more
yeah,
home
home base.
Wi-Fi, which I wasn't thinking more of that. I don't have a cap on my home Wi-Fi. I go well over a
Oh,
terabyte,
okay.
but I'm thinking more a cell phone, being able to play Cyberpunk 2077 from my phone on the go.
I
That's
think
what
5G is
excites
going to
me.
fix that issue. 5G is
I
definitely
agree.
going to innovate. Yeah, so 5G and Elon Musk is coming out with the Star X.
Star, Star,
Yeah, so
Starlink is the
yeah,
name of the
Starlink.
project where you'll be able to have no data cap and 1 gigabyte speed, all from satellite internet.
Yep,
So really
yep.
excited to see what the Elon Musk Starlink comes up with. They've been putting out constellations of satellites in space. I think we're now at three groups of 60, so about 180
Hmm.
satellites that are floating around space right now, all
Yep,
hosting
Jesus, I had
internet,
no
so
idea.
lower Earth
yep.
orbit. Yeah, you had no idea that this was happening. He's
No.
dropped already three rocket launches filled with 60 satellites into space, and each satellite is really small. It's like the size of a shoebox.
Okay,
That's insane,
interesting.
man. That's crazy. But it's going to force Comcast, AT&T, and everyone else to remove the data caps. If they don't remove these data caps by the time the satellite internet comes, they're going to lose even more customers. So
Yeah,
they
I
better,
mean,
better get the ball rolling.
even with it, I see it being more like cable cutting, because why would I want to be tethered to, like, I hate that I pay $80 to $100 a month on my home internet service, whereas with Starlink, there's no such thing as a home internet service anymore. I could be out in the middle of the ocean and still have internet. I could be on
Yep.
a plane and still have my internet. I could be in the middle of the forest and still have my internet.
A quick question: when you're talking about satellite and satellite technology, um, unless something has changed significantly since when satellite TV came around, like you're
Hmm.
still getting a massive download, but you're basically uploading through whatever other technique you're using, right? So if you're 5G,
No,
you'll be
no,
uploading via
he
5G.
according to Starlink, they've made it so that way you can upload and download directly through their satellites, as well as they have low latency because they've brought the satellites to low Earth orbit. So these aren't floating around like the satellites that you're thinking of for satellite phones, and for dish networks, cable, and TV networks. Those are high, really high satellites that are thousands of miles above the ground, whereas
Right.
this is, I believe, exactly just over a mile above the above sea level, or a couple miles above sea level, where it's not too high, but it's like above the layer where planes are supposed to fly.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Cool.
pretty cool, man. Things are changing fast.
As long as
They
they don't stop
certainly
dropping
are.
out of the sky.
I thought about
So
that as well. I thought about
he
that.
they've thought about it as well. They made it so that way they can float for but so long, and then they know exactly where they're gonna land and when they're gonna land. So
It's not
they're
about
not gonna
landing.
be.
I'm more worried about the fact that things are falling and there's planes going through all the time, and getting sucked through the engine, or hit
I
something
That'd
believe
be
like that.
they
terrifying.
made a
Yeah.
backup plan for the satellite so that way I don't know if it's a parachute or if it has something in it that'll basically
Just
help
explode.
push it out of, not to explode but to push it out of the way, so if it starts falling that backup mechanism can be able to, like, I don't know if it's a rocket, like a mini rocket thruster or something, or like it's just pushing air, but supposedly it's supposed to be able to push itself out of the way and help it steer so that way it lands.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, fair enough. Cool. Well, I mean, you guys had a short meetup today, didn't you? So I think it's over now, isn't it? I guess.
um I'm still recording, still live streaming, and we usually go till 1 o'clock. Just wanted to mainly talk about NFT NYC because that was a great experience. Wanted to share with you guys a lot of interesting
Okay,
people
nice.
that we met out in New York. And Elise and I went. That was a great experience. Also wanted to see what you guys, are interested into or seeing across the blockchain market as there's so much news going on right now.
It was a couple years ago. When Bitcoin, when the hype went up, when it was reaching close to like 20k, or when it was getting close to those numbers, I was looking at what is it, ETH, Ethereum. I was looking into
Yeah,
that,
Ethereum.
and I was going to put money into it when it was around. Could have been, now I see it's 224, but when I was going to put money into it, it was like $1 or maybe beneath $1. And my friend who invests in Bitcoin told me, he said, don't do it. I was going to put like $400 into it. And then a few weeks after he told me not to do it, it skyrocketed. I was so upset,
Yep.
man. I
I
was
don't know
upset
why you
about that.
listen to him.
I
Don't.
was
Don't know
upset
Here's
why
because
you listen
it
to
was a
him.
random guess. I don't know anything about crypto. So I was trying to find cheaper alternatives to Bitcoin since I didn't invest in time. And ETH was the first one I saw that was under $1. And I wanted to invest it. I
Wait,
had the
what
money.
do you,
And he told me,
you,
don't do it.
what I find interesting is that you said you didn't invest in time. I guess you mean that you didn't invest in time for the 2017 bull run, but
Correct.
we're still in the early phase. I like to relate the blockchain to the internet. So if you think about the internet's now 30 years old. Do you remember the first 10 years of the internet from 1989 to 1999? Nobody really talked about the internet. But from
True.
1999 to
Sadly, I
2009,
do.
yeah, but from 1999 to 2009, that was more of the adoption phase and when the internet grew. We're still at like that 1999 era of blockchain.
Yeah.
I had
I
AOL. I had like 1990. I think